If you haven't already guessed, I am obsessed with lighting. We've installed hex lights on the ceiling that's made it super bright. I've even installed spotlights on the ceiling. But there's still one big problem. And that is, we've got a lot of light downstairs, but not much light up here. This lamp on its own is not going to be enough, but we've got a resolution. And that is where this area comes into play. At the moment, this is just a countertop, but we are going to add a cloud wall to this counter. Now you're probably wondering what a cloud wall is. I didn't know what it was when I first heard about it. I saw it trending on TikTok and I thought, what a brilliant idea. We can use that idea for this countertop. Let me show you some examples of how they work. So from what we've seen, a cloud wall consists of three really easy things. LED lights, spray adhesive, and a few kilograms of pillow stuffing. For spray adhesive and pillow stuffing, it's fairly standard stuff. Any brand will do. But when it comes to your LEDs, make sure you're using GoV LEDs. I've used these guys before and their lights are brilliant, and I'm going to show you why now. Their LEDs come with a smart app as well as a remote, so you can connect these directly to your phone and change the lights and have different modes whenever you like from wherever you are. I've brought cheaper lights in the past off eBay, non-branded Chinese ones, and they just don't suffice compared to the way these LEDs work. I cannot recommend them enough. This is the space we've got to fill. At the moment it's only had one coat of black, so I'm probably going to give it a second coat before we start trying to apply the pillow stuffing and the LEDs. This space, for reference for anyone watching the video, is about 3 meters wide, and I believe I've ordered 1.5 kilograms of pillow stuffing, one adhesive spray bottle, and I've actually gone for a 30 metre set of GoVs, which cost about £28. So, although the majority of this panel is going to be covered with the pillow stuffing, I still want to give it a second coat of black, because you can see slight bits of the natural colour wood pulling through. So the first thing we're going to do is get a second coat of black on this panel. Let's go. So me and Sarah worked as a team to go along the wall and complete the second coat of black. So now this second coat is on and drying, we are going to fit the doors to these cupboards above. It's something we've got to get out of the way so we can get this finished. I've actually got a fair bit of experience in fitting PAX furniture from IKEA, but let me tell you, the template that comes with these doors is fiddly as hell. It's almost like you need 4 hands to complete the job. And 8 doors later, the job was complete. All the cupboards are now fitted. We've still got to plumb them and true them up a little bit, but they're on. We're going to clean this worktop now so all the dust's off it, and then we're going to fit the GoV LED lights. Now from everything I've seen online, it's nice to make kind of like a lightning pattern on the lights, so you don't run them in straight rows, you kind of run them in a random lightning pattern is the best way I've found to do it. So let's get these onto that board. Sarah removed the masking tape from the bottom and I followed along the top. We then got the hoover out and cleaned the worktops. So the first thing you need to do with any set of LED lights before you stick them all up in place is check that they work. You can do this pretty easily. Literally get them plugged in and they're flashing. And these ones even go to the beat of music, so when I'm talking you'll see them flashing. Let's get these stuck across there now in a random pattern and see how they look. We have got 30 meters to play with, which is way too much I think. So we're going to go across, make a nice pattern and see what we've got left, and we can always obviously cut the end off them. Let's get to it. So there was no real pattern to do in this, we kind of just went with the flow, making random patterns, working our way from left to right. So we've now got all the lighting onto the panel. We've got about this much of a roll left. It was 30 metres, I'm going to estimate that there's about 7 or 8 metres left. So that has took about 22 metres. And it's bright. It doesn't look it on the video, but it's actually pretty bright. The next step is to get all the cloud out, and we've got to start getting the adhesive onto the back of the cloud. And one thing I advise is wear gloves when you do this, because that adhesive is super sticky and you will end up sticking your hands to the cloud. So make sure you wear gloves, spray the adhesive onto the cloud and then push it over the lights into place. And the idea is you can't see the actual LED itself, you just want to be able to see the glow of the LED. And for me, this is one of the most satisfying parts of the video. Again, we move from right to left, just covering all LEDs with the pillow stuffing. We not only did the front face, but we actually went round the corners to give this wall a full 3D effect. As you can see from the video, the floor needed a really good hoovering, so that's what we did. And there you have it, just like that, the cloud wall is finished. There's only one thing left to do, and that is turn it on. The clouds actually look unreal when the room's dark. However, we have got a slight issue. When the hex lights are back on, and because of how bright they are, it's actually killing the effect of the cloud wall in the light with the hexes on. So we've come up with a solution. It is still fairly dark up here, even though we've got the clouds, which we knew was going to be the case. So we've got to get the painting finished on the roof, and then we're going to install something else to the roof to give it a little bit more light. Let me show you. So I've got the trusty paintbrush out, dabbed in the walls and the ceiling. We removed a load of clips from where Steed removed the old conduit, and then Josh actually popped over and helped me finish off the far wall. Okay, so as nice as the cloud wall is, we still haven't got enough light up here, and that's because we took the light down off this rafter. The roof has now been painted and we're just waiting for it to dry, and our solution to the light is more LED lights. We've gone for fairy lights, and we're going to actually use suction cups, but we're going to super glue them to the joist either side and then kind of do a triangular zigzag shape of the fairy lights. And this is because we don't want it too bright up here, but we do still need a little bit more light. Those hexes are natural ice white, and we've gone for ice white on these, so hopefully they look somewhat similar. We're going to leave this section here with no lights and do this section of the rafters with the lights, and hopefully that is enough. It's either going to be a really good idea or it's going to fail miserably, and we're about to find out. Let's get to putting these suction cups up with the 2-part super glue and then getting these lights installed. Let's go. We've got Hippo 2-part super glue. So you put this on first, which is like a liquid, onto the actual cup itself, and then you spray the adhesive onto the RSJ, the rafter, and you push the suction cup onto where it needs to go on the rafter, hold it for 5 to 10 seconds and it should go off like gunmetal. And then on these suction cups there's a built-in hook, and the hook should hold those fairy lights. We're going to use that socket that Steve's put in to start in that corner and come all the way along, all the way down to by the desk area. We started off by marking 50cm gaps across the RSJ. I then got the 2-part super glue out to stick the suction cups up. So the first problem we've got after we've just glued this up is we're going to put tension on the cables to hold them tight. The hooks that we've brought for some reason just fall off. So I think it's going to be back to the drawing board for a few minutes. Plan 2, we're going to use a little black plasterboard screw. We're going to pilot a hole into the RSJ and then put the screw in, wrap the lights round the screw to the next screw, round that screw and back, and see if that works. Hopefully it gives them enough tension. Let's give it a go. fairy lights are now up in place all the way along the roof of the mezzanine, and this is how they look. It's like a mini Santa's grotto is the best way I can put it. It's a good job Christmas is coming up. Now that the fairy lights are up on the roof and the cloud wall has been installed, the next thing I want to do is get this floating shelf reinstalled to that back wall above the desks. We did originally put it up, but Steve had to take it down to run his conduit. So what we're going to do is relocate this shelf about another 10 centimetres up, just so it clears the conduit. Nice and easy, should only take 5 minutes. Let's see if it does. 3 holes drilled, 3 red raw plugs, 3 screws, and the shelf was up looking lovely. That shelf's now looking brilliant. We can put our stationery in there, we've got our plants on there. I haven't bothered cleaning up the worktop yet, and that is because this conduit is causing us a bit of a problem. At the moment, the worktop will not sit flush, so we need to cut that out, get that sat back, get the worktop attached to the desks, because at the minute it's just floating on nothing. And we also need to trim up this section of the worktop with the finishing end pieces. So that's up next. So me and Josh went along measuring and drilling each hole. You'll see from this hole cutter that we had to actually go from the top and the bottom to make it go all the way through, and that was because of how thick the countertop was. We then attached the worktops to the desks so they were nice and secure, and by doing this whole process we actually made a mess again, so Josh went round with a hoover just to neaten things up. And talking of neatening things up, the ends of the countertops needed the end panels attaching, so that's exactly what I did, and we actually repeated this process 4 times. I cannot begin to tell you how good this mezzanine section has turned out. We've turned it from just a storage space into a huge multifunctional area. Let's recap what we have done to this area throughout the space of the past few videos. We've installed a staircase, so we now no longer need a ladder to get up to the mezzanine floor. We've installed safety barriers that look $1 million and also stop us falling down to the bottom. We've installed 2 seats and a table where we're going to be doing podcasts and interviews in the near future. No spoilers. We've now got this lovely 3-metre workable area with storage above and a nice cloud wall below just for aesthetics. And down the bottom end we have created a workable office area for 2 people. Refurbishing this unit and showing you all of the DIY stuff that I get up to on a daily basis really has been my life for the past month, and I cannot thank you all enough for watching and subscribing. What a transformation this has been to the mezzanine floor area. I'm so happy with how it has turned out. We have got a few little bits left to do on the staircase. You'll have to wait for another video to see that side of it. But we've accomplished so much this week. Had a really slow start to the week where we couldn't really film much for you guys. Steve needed to be up here with us out of the way for him to run all his cables and conduit. And then after Steve had finished and we thought we were in the clear, I then fell ill and lost my voice. I've only just got it back yesterday, so I am trying my best for you. Rich has been on holiday because it's been his birthday. He's been down in Cornwall, so he hasn't been here much to help. Fortunately, we had Josh here with us today, who has helped us get this mezzanine floor finished just in time so I can edit it and get it out for Sunday. And well, that's pretty much it for this video. If you've enjoyed it, please hit that subscribe button below. That's all we ask. It just shows us that you've enjoyed the video and you want to come back for more in the future. If you've stayed for the video this long, I will drop you a little spoiler. Tomorrow, me and Rich are going to pick up our first ever project for the channel. And I'll give you a little clue. It's not a car like everyone's expecting, but you'll have to stay tuned for that. So hopefully I'll see you in the next one.